After years of dutiful service to the Empire, Thrawn was given command of the Star Destroyer Vengeance, serving under the Dark Jedi Inquisitor Jarek. Jarek survived Order 66 but was later captured by the Empire and avoided death by accepting the dark side. Working together, Jarek and Thrawn destroyed the rebellion on Sulon and executed the Force-sensitive Morgan Katarn. The following year, the Imperial superweapon known as the Death Star was unveiled to the galaxy following the destruction of Alderaan, which was known to have deep ties to the Rebel Alliance. In response, the Rebels attacked and destroyed the Death Star, made possible by Luke Skywalker, the powerful Force-sensitive child of Darth Vader, raised away from his father on Tatooine under the supervision of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Master Kenobi looked out for the boy from afar, but when the time came, began his training as a Jedi. 2 weeks later, Thrawn and 9 other Imperial officers were called into a private meeting with Emperor Palpatine and apprised of the situation. Although Thrawn suggested immediately attacking the rebel base, Palpatine chose to wait and ordered them to investigate the identity of the pilot responsible for the destruction of the Death Star. Several months later, Thrawn, now at the rank of senior captain, was given command of the task force at Monitor and returned to the unknown regions, where a new warlord named Nuso Esva was rising in power, conquering his own territory and raising a mighty fleet. Thrawn originally attempted to ally himself with Esva, but was rejected, leading to hostilities between them. The warlord, however, proved a tactical genius, equaling Thrawn and proving difficult to defeat. With Palpatine unable to provide reinforcements, Thrawn turned to Darth Vader, who granted his request in exchange for the Chiss captain's help in locating a rebel base. Engaging with the Eastern Fleet of Esva in the Poln system, the combined forces of Thrawn and Vader proved victorious. In the chaos of battle, a group of rebels on Poln Minor managed to escape the area with a number of stolen supplies. Thrawn was able to use the list of items taken to create a profile of where they were going, and was therefore able to locate the rebel base, fulfilling his promise to Lord Vader. After the fighting, he was introduced to a group of 5 former stormtroopers who deserted after one of them killed an Imperial officer. They were now known as the Hand of Judgment and impressed Thrawn not only with their fighting skills, but also with their tolerance for other species. And so rather than turning them over to the Empire, he hired them to train a new army known as the 501st Stormtrooper Legion that would include members of many different species and would operate exclusively within the Empire of the Hand. Thrawn's continued success eventually led to his promotion to Vice Admiral, then made Grand Admiral in a private ceremony on Coruscant. However, his rank was largely kept secret within the Empire, as only 12 Grand Admirals were allowed to exist and all the positions were filled. Yet despite his favor with the Emperor, Thrawn did not follow orders blindly, even refusing a direct order on several occasions when he felt the mission was doomed for failure and would waste resources. During one such occasion, the Emperor was outraged and named him a traitor, then assigning another officer to the mission. Yet when the attack proved a failure, the Emperor gained a new respect for Thrawn's judgment. The Chiss Grand Admiral had risen so high he was even granted the title of Warlord, but soon found that others within the Imperial court did not appreciate his rapid rise to power, and so many began to plot against him, hoping to have him exiled from the core. Palpatine and Thrawn used this as an opportunity and staged the Grand Admiral's fall from grace, wherein his allies were demoted and he was effectively exiled, sent to the unknown regions on a mapping mission. This, however, was exactly what Thrawn wanted and allowed him to return to his work in the Empire of the Hand. With fresh Imperial resources, the Grand Admiral was able to construct a number of Imperial bases and settlements, using ruthless tactics to conquer new worlds. Only once did Thrawn fail in defeating enemy forces, and so ordered the planet's destruction. Though many civilizations were destroyed, Thrawn made sure to allow their artwork to survive, having a deep personal fascination with the subject, using his studies of different species' art to learn about their culture so he might better understand how to defeat them in battle. Thrawn's forces even began to operate in wild space, but found it difficult to gain and maintain territory, and so concentrated primarily on expanding within the unknown regions. After successfully quelling an attempted mutiny and his continued success in conquering new worlds, Thrawn was recalled to Coruscant, where he was inducted into the Order of the Canted Circle. Before returning to the unknown regions, Thrawn agreed to help Darth Vader on a mission against the Black Sun criminal cartel. He was then rewarded by the Dark Lord by being given command of the Nogri, a species who were were saved by the Empire and so offered their allegiance in return, becoming private Imperial commandos used directly by Vader, Sidious, and now Thrawn. The Chiss Grand Admiral then worked with Vader again to uncover a rebel base on Dara 4, which in turn led them to send probe droids throughout the western reaches until finding the main rebel stronghold on Hoth. After the Battle of Hoth in 3 ABY, Thrawn continued his work with Vader, attacking a rebel space station in the Outer Rim. Although the Empire seemed to be making progress in their war against the rebellion, they were forced to go on the defensive for a time when Grand Admiral Demetrius Zarin staged a coup d'etat, attempting to capture Palpatine and take over the Empire. However, Darth Vader and Thrawn quickly came to the Emperor's rescue, though Zarin managed to escape. Thrawn was then assigned to capture the rogue Imperial, who was continuing his war against the Empire, sabotaging Imperial manufacturing facilities. Thrawn took the place of Zarin and became an official Grand Admiral, eventually finding the traitor and seeing him killed. The Chiss Imperial then returned to the unknown regions, where he learned of a rebel attack on the second Death Star in the Battle of Endor and of the deaths of Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Daedry Dragonswit, Budeheg the Fair, and Sir Rice of the Dreadfort. If you would like to help CivilizationEx, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.